This episode of Biz Jet TV, we're going to talk about the aeroplane that's selling like hotcakes and why. Now, this is an interesting one because it's not exactly a private jet, but it's driving the private jet market and above all the private jet market of the future. And it's important to understand why this trend is happening. Now, I did touch on this subject in my latest book, The Quantum Economy, which came out a few weeks ago. If you haven't got a copy, you can click on the link below and get yourself a copy. It's about business. It's about the trends, current trends, trends of the future, where the market's going, and about private jets and how private aircraft are going to play a very important role in business. So if you are an entrepreneur, you need to get yourself a copy of this book. But anyway, enough about my book. Let's get into today's episode. So we're talking about the Cirrus SR22, which is actually a single engine propeller aircraft. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Fabrizio, what's a single engine propeller aircraft to do with private jets? I came on this channel because I wanted to know about private jets. Well, there's two trends which are driving the sale of this aircraft. Now, the first trend is, since we had the COVID experience and the lockdowns, a lot of entrepreneurs, were sitting around, some of them maybe playing around with Flight Simulator on their computers, and they thought, you know what, I've always wanted to fly, why not go out and learn to fly and buy my own aeroplane? Also because as airline travel has resumed after COVID, a lot of the regional airlines have scrapped routes. And so if you're finding yourself not living in a main metropolitan area and you're wanting to get to visit your car dealerships or your coffee shops or whatever kind of business you have, why not get yourself a single engine airplane and fly yourself from A to B to C to D? You can write it off as a business expense, and this is exactly what happened to a client of mine just before Christmas. That's exactly what he did. But one of the interesting things about the Cirrus SR22 is it's an aeroplane that has a parachute. It has the Cirrus Aircraft Parachute System, or CAPS as it's called. Now, Cirrus started building this airplane back in 2001. The CAPS parachute system is what really distinguishes it from its competitors, and now there are a few competitors that are using parachutes on their aircraft as well. Cirrus have recently built the Vision Jet, which is a single engine jet with the parachute on it. And it also has another system on it where you press a button and the airplane will land on its own. So if the pilot suddenly is incapacitated, the passenger can press the button and the airplane will land on its own, or you can deploy the parachute and it will just deploy the parachute and land straight away. You got two options there. So a lot of the people that buy this aircraft are obviously men, and they go to buy the aircraft, or they speak to their wives and they say, dear wife, I'm going to learn to fly and I'm going to buy my own airplane. I'm going to fly from A to B to C to D and do business with the airplane. And the wife immediately gets a bit concerned because she doesn't want her dear husband to crash and die. And this is exactly what happened to this client of mine. And so when it turns around, well, I'm going to buy an airplane with a parachute on it. Oh, yeah. So suddenly the engine fails. I'll just deploy the parachute, sit there and let the airplane land in a field, and then they'll come and rescue me. Okay, fine. Then, yeah, go ahead and buy yourself the plane. Or in the case of the Vision Jet, it's not only got the parachute, it's got the button you can press and land at the nearest suitable airport. This is being also developed and on the new Honda Jet as well. You've got this special button with the Garmin avionics, and this is coming to more and more aircraft as we move and develop technology in that. So, this is one of the two factors really that's driving the sales. And there's a lot of entrepreneurs now which are learning to fly, and they're populating the flight schools. And, if you are one of these people, and, the SR22 is definitely a good option. I mean, Cirrus have sold over 9,000 aircraft. This is the most popular and most sold general aviation aircraft since 2003. Every single year, it outsells every single other airplane out there. The modern Garmin avionics make it very user-friendly, increases situational awareness. However, there have been some accidents. We get accidents in all aircraft. So Cirrus have developed a good training system. My advice, if you're watching this and you're contemplating, buying yourself an airplane and learning to fly yourself, is go out and fly other aircraft as well. Go and fly other 5 or 6 different airplanes. Put yourself through an aerobatics course, an upset recovery training course as well, as part of your aerobatics course, because it will just make you a better pilot. It will increase your experience, it will increase your knowledge, and it will make you a better Cirrus pilot as well. But certainly for flying around A to B and whatever, the Cirrus is a great airplane. I mean, it's very easy to use. Uploading flight plans, getting weather. It's got Wi-Fi on board. It connects to your phone. They've built so much technology into this airplane. The downside, I would say, of this airplane is that the engine is a bit antiquated and they haven't got a modern engine on it. But I'm sure Cirrus are working on improving that too. They're probably working on an electric version of this aircraft. as well, because you can just tell that they're a company that keep improving their product. They're a company that listens to their customers and gains the feedback and uses the feedback to improve the product. And that's why they're being so successful at what they do, both with the Cirrus SR22 and the Vision Jet. Interestingly enough, 76% of people buying the Vision Jet are Cirrus SR22 owners. So that just shows these people, are moving up to the jet as well. And, the comfort of having your own airplane and being able to say, if you live, I don't know, in Houston and you want to go to Dallas to visit your businesses there, you can just wake up in the morning and make that decision, go to the airport, fire up your Cirrus SR22 or your Vision Jet, and off you go. Instead of having to book an airline ticket, get to the airport 2 or 3 hours before. There's so much convenience here in having your own aircraft. And this is something, in particular in the United States, which is a trend which I think we're going to see on the increase even more, even though now, there's lots of talk of recession. But the recession, it does affect everybody, but it affects more people on the lower scale of earnings. But if you are an entrepreneur and you're making a few $1 million a year, I mean, how much does it cost to buy a Cirrus new SR22? Is about 1.2 million. You can pick them up on the used market for $250,000. So we're looking between 250 to 1.2. So that's kind of the pricing there. You can reach out to me. I can help you with the acquisition like I did with this client just before Christmas. Just ping me an email and we'll get on a call and we'll get things moving for you. So that, is certainly something to consider. In my book, The Quantum Economy, I talk about all these things. I tell the stories of a number of business people and how they use private aircraft to build their businesses, including the story of Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart. Don't know if you know, one of the key factors in making Walmart as big and successful as it's been has been the use of private aircraft. And Sam Walton tells this story in his biography. So I tell this story about, they fly around now. They've got 30 aircraft in their fleet. Not many people know this. And when people criticize the private jet sector, saying it pollutes the air, this, that, the other, they don't realize that, the price of groceries is so low in the stores at Walmart, and that's thanks to the usage of private jets. And I tell this story in here, and then, even the stories like Elon Musk. Elon Musk can do what he does. He's so effective and efficient at what he does. He closes all these deals because he uses private jets. So, yes, he does pollute the air when he flies from A to B on his private jet, but then he does a big deal out of it, which employs a lot of people, builds a lot more electric cars, etc., etc. So, these are factors which are important to be considered when choosing an aircraft. So anyway, I hope this was of interest to you. If you ever flown a Cirrus SR22, let's get the conversation go below here in the comment section. Give us a thumbs up and check out this other video we did about the Cirrus Vision Jet. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. And remember, grab yourself a copy of The Quantum Economy. Click the link below. And if you already have a copy, please go on Amazon or Books A Million or Barnes & Noble, wherever you bought the book, and write a review. We want to get the sales of this book up there, and we want to get the word out that the business jet is a business tool, and this story is told in here. As you can see, it's not very thick, 170 pages, quick read, lots of juicy information in here to help you as an entrepreneur. And that's all from Fabrizio Poli here on Biz Jet TV, and I'll see you on the next one.